After watching all of Durarara, including the specials, I had to point out everything wrong with Season 4. I have to poke fun at it because, well, I can. Oh, and there will be spoilers, so let's get started. Isaiah is fine after being hucked into a water tower and given a hard kick. What? Henri says she doesn't care who hears about her sword as no one would believe her, yet everyone has so far. Shingen narrates an episode all the while speaking down to females. Classy. Haruna mentions going for a walk as Henri wouldn't want to fight in the open, so they go to a park with children. Much better. Haruna points out that Henri contradicts herself, in case you hadn't noticed. No one focuses on the feat unless there's a reason. Mikado gave obvious foreshadowing that he wouldn't be part of the group confrontation near the end. Miss Kuchiragi points out that Henri doesn't use the psyche properly and that it has more potential. Of course, this is pointed out in the fourth season. Rochi also has Shizuo-like super strength, even though he is also human, right? Miss Kuchiragi also labels herself as the villain, in case you were in doubt. Miss Kuchiragi has the personality of a door, yet she's interested in cats and cosplay because the audience should like her? Or maybe it was a plot device so that Eriko would have a reason to contact her later. What was the point of Haruna's dad being in this season? Like, the only thing he did was inject her, and anybody could have done that. Shinra and Celti are told that a girl with glasses is at the door. Obviously, it has to be Henri. They let her in without asking any questions because has anyone ever come to the house to kill Shinra or Celti? Yeah. Celti can't stop Miss Kuchiragi in the room because of rage, even though the scene before she goes ballistic shows her covering the room. It's nice to see the possibilities of Saika and Celti now that we're in the fourth season. Kids pick on Shizuo even though they've heard the rumors about him. That makes sense. Why is the scene with the security guards needed? Since Shizuo is away, Verona goes back to being her old self. She even goes on to explain her feelings in great detail as if the viewer doesn't see through this writing or cares. How does Saki know where Henri lives? You can't tell me she lists her number in the phone book. Isaiah foreshadows Mikado harming someone. The tarot card he holds shows two people falling from a building, the one we see in the end. Why did Saki show up now to speak to Henri when she could have done it at any other point in the series?
Why? I guess I'm weird. You think? Am I weird?
If you have to ask if you're weird, you likely are. This rage is really random. She's mad at Mikado but outs others. Seeing as how he's a bit of a sociopath, this shouldn't faze him. Mikado asks why someone on the board mentioned Alba's name. He really is clueless. The news report says car exploded, but I'm pretty sure the grenades exploded, then the cars exploded, causing injury. Miss Kuchiragi seems to know a lot about Doolahans. I guess she is all-knowing until we're told otherwise. Shizuo points out that he had a feeling Verona was the girl from before as she was wearing the same outfit, just like everybody else since episode 1. Apparently Shizuo's awesomeness stops Verona from doing bad. She literally threatens to harm him and then throws herself in the way of his harm. Neat. So we learn Shizuo can stop heavy equipment as well from dropping off the side of a building, only at the expense of his arm, even though he's human? Why did Shingen think he could whip Celti's head to her when she was hundreds of feet in the air and still not damage the head in the process? We're given more info about Saika. Perfect timing.
He might end up killing someone. Or he might end up getting killed. Or even killing himself.
But I don't want to die. And I don't want to kill anyone.
Mikado says he doesn't want to die and he doesn't want to kill anybody. That changes pretty quickly. Shinra plants the idea into Isaiah that he and Shizuo will kill each other and that Shizuo would live on in legend. It is clear that Shinra is a psychopath. Henri is surprised to see the info about her on the forum, yet earlier she didn't care if she was ousted. Interesting. Alba's goon is unbelievably dense. Takashi praises the goon's acting even though he sounded like he was drugged.
The monster has to die even if it makes no sense at all.
Well, I'm glad you said it. Thank goodness this guy wears a shark mask for a disguise, then puts cat ears over top to make him super invisible. Rochi points out Masaomi's foreshadowing, so it cancels the foreshadowing, right? Shinra states that physical pain probably hurts Isaiah more, yet he didn't seem fazed after he was stabbed, and I think that's everyone's weakness. Isaiah says that he's alive, barely. Seeing as how this is followed by running, jumping, and partaking in a knife fight, I think he just sucks at biology, or math, or percentages? When Shizuo hit Isaiah, he should have been killed. We have already established he's human, right? Erika remembers that manga has taught her that there has to be something useful in her purse for a situation like this. I know people cosplay. I can't think of anybody who carries around red contacts. Isaiah's sisters hint that this may be the end and it may not be. Way to be concise. Shinra states that his happiness is more important than Celti's. Aw, how romantic.
I wanted to see him again. I dreamed about the day I could. If that sounds creepy to you, then stop watching.
I think that's a little too late.
If I wasn't such an asshole! I'm supposed to be your friend, and I don't even know what you're doing or why anymore!
Yeah, basically. Mikado says he hasn't thought about the last portion of his plan. What? Erika points out that the other characters ruin the tearful reunion scene. How meta. Shinra can resist Saika more than others because reasons. So Mikado somehow got the gun glove on one-handed while Masaomi was on his chest. Sure. So you're telling me that between the moments of when Erika is spotted to when they're surrounded, Walker was going alongside the van outside? Mikado is surprised that he shot Masaomi, even though he came with two different types of guns.
I do. See what I mean? Everything's gone to shit!
Hey, they said what the viewer's thinking. That's neat. Why isn't Rochi or anybody helping with this fight? So Verona won't shoot Isaiah because there's witnesses, but it's okay to stab him? Celti says that her presence is what caused Mikado to shoot Masaomi, but I really don't think it would have taken much, even if she wasn't around. Shinra points out that he'll be the bad guy, in case you were wondering. Shinra asks Shizuo to throw him, which would cause a lot of damage to his body if not death. For some reason, I can't help but think of Spider-Man. Mikado should have died from his 5 stab wounds. I'm not saying this personally, but realistically. She wants to kill Isaiah, yet helps him to his car. Why would she save Ruri's stalker? Not to be morbid, but killing him would have resolved a lot of issues. Takashi wasn't smart enough to cover his face when he hit Dota-chan? Takashi was presumably hit by the van, but when we see him strapped down, he's perfectly fine. Alba's in the hospital to bring flowers to Mikado. Once he's confronted by Mizuki, he gets angry and smashes the flowers. What? That just seems like a waste of money. Mikado says that he is waking up to something he can touch, something that is real. But that was his life before, so I guess we understand now that he was super delusional? Isaiah's sisters hint at the possibility of another season. Again. So really no character faces any real consequences other than maybe Takashi and Mikado, and therefore learn nothing. Okay. So that's just me making some fun with Durarara. Did I enjoy it? It was alright. I thought it could be better. I feel like Baccano perfected the idea of having several characters in one anime series and having everything concise and to the point. This I found had a lot of characters. I think there was over 50 characters by the end. Still a lot of loose ends, still some issues. Maybe one day I'll make another video on an actual review, but for today I just thought I'd poke fun a little bit. So until next time, I'll see you later.